a neat museum. Now look at that Tommy gun from back in the day. And that just shows the era of Detroit's prohibition era, you know, where gangsters had their way of life. That's a neat little speedboat, wasn't a speedboat right there. That's around the 1930, 1949 era when the Great Depression hit here in the Motor City. You know, Detroit was always a stylish town. Look at that Detroit Lions, original Detroit Lions jacket. Awesome. Detroit Red Wings merchandise, you know. As Detroit continued to grow older, the 60s changed and brought a new era. The era of Motown, as we all know, Bob Lowe Island, Strohs. Yes, it did. It changed. We all remember the Bad Boys. Detroit champions. Look at that nice pair of gym shoes right there that John Sally wore. Detroit has a lot of neat history. Really does. So we're coming to you live right here from the Detroit Historical Museum, and we're going to take a look at some more stuff as we go through here. And we're going to look at some rich musical heritage. And we know Detroit has a lot of that when it comes to music. This is the home of Motown, where some of the greatest in the art of music were discovered right here in the city of Detroit, Michigan. And there she is, Mrs. Aretha Franklin. It's such a beautiful collage that they've put together here in the museum. Some of your best do come from the Motor City. Look at that jacket. Only a performer from Detroit would wear such an inspiring outfit like that. Take a look on the other side. Some neat stuff we're seeing here, or saw here this afternoon. So we hope you enjoy the video, and like I said, we'll bring you some more. 1905 Cadillac Coupe. Now that's one for your old school right there. A 1905 Cadillac Coupe. Could you have imagined in 1905 that a Cadillac Coupe would be such a car like this? Well, there it is, right there. 1905 Cadillac Coupe. And this here is Detroit's very first car. 1894. Charles Brady King and Oliver Barthel drove Detroit's first automobile, a gasoline-powered horseless carriage down Woodward Avenue. And this is Detroit's first car. Could you imagine how the people went crazy when they first saw this coming down Woodward Avenue? Probably scared a lot of people. Ransom E. Olds. I guess this was the shop where Mr. Oldsmobile worked. You know, the Oldsmobile brand is a brand by General Motors, well used by the General Motors Company. And I guess this is one of the, wow, that's a beauty, made by Mr. Olds. Now here we go on one of Detroit's assembly lines, as you can see. The making of the automobile here in the Motor City. And those are Cadillacs. We all know what those are, those caddies. So this has got to be a GM assembly line where these cars are being made body by Fisher Assembly Line. This is a very neat place to come visit whenever you're in the city of Detroit. Old school junkies, get out and come and visit the Detroit Historical Museum, one of the finest in the nation. Look at this engine right here. Now this is a manufactured engine, probably by Packard. 1954 Chicago Auto Show. Packard created this cutaway motor for display. So this was an engine for display at the 1954 Chicago Auto Show. And besides drawing attention to the engine's detailed inner workings and to the ultra-magnetic automatic transmission, its sheer size and almost 7 feet long and weighing half a ton made Packard's reputation for power as well as luxury stand still beyond the test of time. So this was a Packard engine created by Packard back in 1954. That's a big boy. You definitely know that one is some type of truck or something like that. This is something about advertising and marketing. So like I said, once again, this is a very neat museum to bring family, kids, whoever down. That's some nice, interesting, very, very interesting stuff going on here. And it dates back in time, definitely dates back in time. Make sure you get out junkies to the Detroit Historical Museum if you ever get a chance. Look at that old wheel right there, man. And these things were made. This is a Henry Ford deal right here, where Henry Ford revolutionized the automobile development process. He made the moving assembly line. He did. He really did. And his goal was to make a low-cost, reliable car that everybody could afford. And he was inspired by process used in meat packing and railroad car industries. And he did his own thing. He ended up installing his own assembly line in his own factory in 1913. And this is where the Model T was produced. And he ended up controlling manufacturing for nearly every part of his cars. He owned glass factories, power plants, rubber plantations, iron foundries, and a fleet of ships. Henry Ford was the man back then. And he promoted a $5 per day wage for all of his employees. And this is how things ended up working fantastic for him. And many other automobile plants started to do the same thing as well across the country. And he made sure that he put automobile plants around the country as well as around the world. So Henry Ford did a lot when it came to Detroit's automobile industry. He really did.